Hello and welcome to today's reading. Today we are doing another Bibliomancy reading. If you are new to this channel or new to Bibliomancy, Bibliomancy is the practice of using a book or other written material, selecting a random passage, and divining a meaning from it. Today we are using Botany for the Artist by Sarah Simblett. And in case you are curious, all of the books that I use and all of the decks that I use for the readings on this channel are linked in the description box below. We are on page 84, Masterclass Étude de Botanique by Girolamo Pini. Little is known about the obscure Italian artist Girolamo Pini, who painted this study of rooted plants in Florence around 1614 using oil on canvas. It is one of a pair, and these two extant paintings are his only known works. Oil painting originated in Afghanistan around the 7th century and did not become popular in Europe until the 15th century, but by the height of the Italian Renaissance, it had virtually replaced tempera on gesso, which has been used up until then. Tempera, a mixture of egg yolk and pigment applied to plaster covering a board, is celebrated for its bright color and luminosity. Oil painting is less luminous, but can achieve greater depth of tone and is more true to life. Here, for example, the almost black greens of Pini's leaves, the shiny, brittle wings of the red ladybug, and the waxy presence of the lily, tulip, and crocus tepals are all characteristic of oil painting. Compare this image with the other masterworks in this book and you will immediately see the differences between oil and water-based paint. Oil paintings are built up in layers or glazes, following the principles of fat over lean. This means that the deepest layers of paint contain the least oil in relation to pigment. They dry quickly but are relatively brittle, whereas the final layers of paint contain the most oil. These dry slowly and are more flexible, ensuring that the finished surface of the painting does not crack. Pigments are traditionally bound in linseed, poppy seed, or walnut oil and are applied with stiffer brushes than those used in watercolor. Pini has achieved an eerie illumination in this gorgeous display, as if he was working with a candle or a lamp shining upward from beneath. Plants are seen floating against an earth-colored wall with a theatrical underlighting that catches the brightness of the flowers and the whiteness of their wriggling roots. The study was probably made over several spring and summer months and feature entire plants. It may have been roughly planned in charcoal or chalk on the prepared canvas, or improvised as more plants came into flower. All the plants are named on the paper scroll that is painted as if pinned to the work in the bottom left corner. Okay, right away I'm getting that you maybe consider yourself to be a bit of a wallflower, someone who is introverted and quiet and doesn't stand out in a crowd. You may be used to being ignored, no one really listening to you or seeking you out for an opinion, and you may feel like you often get left out of events and you don't get invited to things very often. I'm getting that you may have been told that you are an intense person, or you are an emotional person, or just someone who is not easy to digest. I am feeling that you have pretty high hopes and dreams for yourself, but you aren't sure if you are cut out for the limelight you are seeing yourself in. You are expecting yourself to turn into these other people that you see who are bright and flashy and love to show off their face, their personality, their lifestyle, every single thing that's going on, and you are someone a little bit more secretive, a little bit more private. You may have Scorpio as a major placement, either your sun, moon, or rising sign. I'm also getting your north node. But regardless, you are someone who does tend to be more introverted, and you are trying to put yourself out there in a way you never have before, and you're not sure how to do it or if you can even pull it off. I would like to tell you that yes, you can pull it off. Yes, you are cut out for it. However, the way that you are going to express yourself in the limelight is going to be totally different from the people that you see around you or the typical person who does this. What I mean by that is instead of exposing every detail of your life, you may come up with a unique perspective on a popular topic that is entirely different from the mainstream because you just don't pay attention to it. And therefore, your information and your ideas are completely fresh and new and cause people to really think a different way about the things that everyone else is saying the same thing about. For example, you might be building a social media platform and where everyone jumps on this hot topic about some controversy. They all have the same opinion, they all use the same facts, they all basically say the exact same thing, and it's just one after the other of the same coming from all of these bright, shiny, dazzly counterparts to what you are doing. Whereas you don't tend to pay attention to the mainstream, you don't tend to read or ingest the same information, you do your own research, you have your own opinions and philosophy, and because of that, you bring your own perspective to light, and it's totally different than what everyone else was saying, and it just adds another layer of depth to the discussion. Rather than copying what everyone else is doing, you don't even think about what they're doing and totally go off on your own. And that in itself is inspiring. You may not feel like you are successful in fitting into that which already exists, but what you are is a thought leader. You are on the cutting edge of thought and perspective, and you are someone who will really push the boundaries of civilization as we know it. Your perspective is different. Your way of life is different, and that is exactly the point. Yes, people like to see things that they can relate to, but sometimes things that they don't relate to are what they need. And I feel like you are someone who naturally exhibits these things. It's not something you have to work at. Even if you tried to fit in, you can't do it. And so just showing up as yourself and your knee-jerk reactions almost is exactly what is necessary and is the thing that will make you shine. You may be used to being a wallflower and not standing out in a room, but when the room is entirely the same color, you're going to shine. I'm really liking your energy. I know that it can be discouraging not to fit in, and I hope that you can see that what you have isn't just precious and useful, it's also something that is really important, and you really are needed. You may find people with similar perspectives to you, but that doesn't mean that your worth is any less. You still have your own unique perspective that is really important to pushing the boundaries of current perceptions of reality. That is all I have for you today. I hope that helped. I hope you liked this reading. Do let me know in the comments what you're going through, what your situation is. I'm very curious to see what it is you're going to bring into this world. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you actually get notified when I upload new videos. But I will see you next time. Bye.